What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Zulu Gutter. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Back again. We are live. Early morning. Um, Window. We got one. I'm starting to get them back. So definitely glad to have those back. So I got like somewhere between a 15 minute to an hour window in the mornings now. Again. So we're gonna try to use those. Try to get things going again. Um, I came up with this title. It's been on my mind for a while. It's also a part of that document. It's actually more than one document that I've been drafting. I told y'all maybe 4 or 5 months back that I would do based upon the way this election started out. I think definitely was before Biden dropped out and disappeared wherever he's at. But um, it's you have to start questioning everything. You have to think and question everything, right? And you got to come up with hard questions. We talk about hard questions when it comes to issues with men and women, and we talk about how men, should be able to sit down and give and take hard questions to get better results in figuring out if you want to deal with a woman or not. But it's the same thing when you have to choose people and make decisions about people, especially in regards to leadership. You can't be subservient, submissive, hesitant, nervous, uh, quiet. There's a way to speak up without being disruptive or inappropriate or disrespectful, but you still have to take a stance and you still have to speak up and talk to these people and develop a dialogue with these people and let these people know that the conversation is going to be serious. The conversation about what's going on, what needs to be done, how do we fix these things, and what purpose are you going to serve? You know, you have to have those conversations. Like, for too long, we let people get away with propaganda. We let them get away with pacifying. We let them get away with smoke screening. We let them get away with saying things that seems like they're answers and proper responses, but they're not. Um, and people who like to be entertained and like to hear something that makes them feel good, you know, you can easily be taken off of an intellectual path and a path of understanding and awareness by getting involved in that. So I'm a very serious person. I'm serious most of the time. So I'm always thinking, I'm always contemplating, I'm always studying and analyzing. And I can come up with stuff like this. I told you that the lieutenant governor here in this particular state, when I questioned him, he immediately said that's a great question. He wasn't expecting it. He was thinking he's gonna come in and do the same old preacher type energy format, speech and talk, and everybody's just gonna be, accepting of it. And with a certain type of presence that I brought that wasn't just like I'm just in the crowd, I'm going along with the crowd. No, I'm really breaking you down and seeing how I want to come at you and seeing what I want to ask you, and I want to see if you can handle, the pressure that I apply by what I ask. Right now, also, I could put the ball in your court when I do that, because if you have experience or you're experiencing something that's very, very like the subject matter of the question that I'm asking, you have no choice but to really think about, well, damn, I'm going through that or I've been through that and I know what it's like. So now it's like, okay, he's making me relate to the subject within the question that he's asking. Okay. So as I said in the description, um, you've seen the kangaroo court, you've seen the abuse of authority, you see the official misconduct that has been committed against Donald Trump. This has happened to many black people, you know, throughout the history of America, especially when they use the legal system. Now, I'm not making excuses for going out and being a knucklehead, getting in trouble, and committing crimes. That's not what I'm talking about. Even in that sense, first time offenders, nonviolent offenses, minor offenses, and stuff like that, when it comes to stuff being on your record for a ridiculous amount of time, when you've grown and grown up and changed your life and moved on and become a better person, you know, a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen, contributing to society, then I draw the line where somebody should be like, you know what, that's dead and gone. That's null and void. That should be sealed, expunged, whatever, right? So by now, Donald Trump should understand, okay, criminal reform is a real thing. Official misconduct reform is a real thing. People can be in high places and positions of power and abuse their authority, right? Um, with him being going into the political arena, he probably didn't understand those realities, even being in the political arena, um, for when he came, for which he came, right? Now he sees the different principalities and powers in different areas of our society. Now he should understand official misconduct, abuse of authority on a grander scale. Um, I've done this like 3, 4 times the last three streams, referencing the FBI report when they conducted an investigation and study and found that the KKK had infiltrated law enforcement and high-ranking positions in our society. Okay, doesn't necessarily have to be the KKK. It could be some other type of group with an agenda. We go back to what, 2020, summer 2020, or summer or fall of 2021, when you had over 500 something candidates that were LGBTQ that want to start making some type of push and drive to infiltrate, politics and legislative positions. So same thing. It's no different, right? But by now, Donald Trump should be like, you know what? Um, I'm gonna look at different types of reforms. Clearing people's records, because he needs his record cleared, and if he wins, he's going to clear his record. And he shouldn't be special or no better than people who have gone and moved on and lived their lives and started doing better. And, 7, 8, 9, 10+ years, ridiculous amount of time has gone by. You know, um, Giving people the opportunity to vote again. For those who can't vote, I can vote. You know, so I know that right now, me just putting this stream out there and asking the question, not only that, making a recommendation. I'm just not answering the question, right? I'm making a recommendation. I'm making a proposal. Um, I'm putting fuel to the fire. You know, People should be asking these things and pushing for these things. This should be a policy now because he has experienced it, right? And everything is case by case, but if your profile fits a certain criteria, you should put this kind of pressure on him. You know, there should be at some point a clearing of your record. There should be a restoration of all full unalienable rights after a certain amount of time. There should be alternatives for first time offenders to go into the military. It used to be like that in the early and mid 90s. They stopped doing it because that's when the Clintons were in office and they wanted to promote that industrial prison complex, and that military option was taken away from that. A lot of people don't know that, right? Um, Even first time offenders, nonviolent offenders, you know, getting back into the institution of boot camp and also transitioning from boot camp into military opportunities. Structure and discipline, you know, not saying that you got to get somebody under control and get them calmed down, figure out what their issue is, what's going on, but you should see by now that there's other things that need to be done. Um, and that's one of them. That's one aspect of it that'll help men for sure, especially young men. You know, between those things and bringing back trades into the high school and middle school um, years will prepare somebody at 18 to have a skill. You know, by the time they graduate high school, they could probably already start working and earning a living while at a certain point in high school or throughout the summer, you know, in high school. So they don't want to help prepare better men for the society. You know, they want to set traps, right? They want to set traps. Part of the documents that I'm drafting is talking about bringing trades and skill courses back into middle school and high school. Um, so there needs to be a better career regiment that starts in middle school. It has to start in middle school. Um, I think middle school is probably even more critical in high school because when you start to transition from an adolescence into a teenager and your hormones are in disarray or whatever, you need all the structure, tools, and information and guidance once those hormones and stuff starts leveling out. And you can become at least a more level-headed and think more like an adult as you move into the high school phase. You know, you want to be ahead of your time. You want to be advanced. You know, countries that do things like that, like China, in Japan, you see the results. That's why these colleges over here are filled with Asian and also Indian um, ethnic groups. Like you should see UNC, Duke, and NC State at a certain time of the day. Like they outnumber everybody so much, everybody else so much. You're contemplating like how is this possible? But when you put forth a certain type of structure, when you put forth a certain type of information, when you put forth a curriculum, uh, and also when it starts in the home, you know, and you help cultivate and you constantly ask questions, like starting at home, asking your child, like, what do you like? What do you want to do? You know, and you also give them the basic skill sets. Um, Things like that produces results of, you know, being outnumbered and outdone at some point by another group. You know, black people have to, I'm telling you, get off social media, get off of the party mode, dance mode. It's just not a hood thing. Uh, Black people have to really get serious. But I'm asking Donald Trump, where is the criminal reform and official misconduct reform that you should be ready to start, you know, legislation on and making new laws regarding. You should be ready by now after what you have suffered. All these different impeachments, all these different state and federal cases, you know, back to back to back to back. You've never had peace when you got in office. You've been politically and criminally attacked constantly. And you have this strange relationship with the police, and they do the same thing. They just don't do it to you. Others above them have done it to you, and they have to abide by what the others above them have said. But you still have a strange relationship with the police. What you have just went through, there is no way you should be talking about unlimited qualified immunity or qualified immunity in general. You know, you should have a balanced. There's no immunity for nothing. There should be a balanced discretion based upon the facts and what, you know, proof of evidence shows, right? But anything obvious and outright is what it is. Um, so I want y'all to know this. I put this stream out there. I want y'all to use this as an example. I'm gonna go with Donald Trump, just so people say I ain't picking on Kamala Harris too much. But she's an idiot. To be honest with you, she's a wolf in sheep's clothing. She's an idiot. There's nothing really I want to talk to her about or ask her. I don't expect nothing from her. I've seen what the Biden-Harris administration has done to this country. You are witnessing what's going on. There is nothing for me to talk to her about. Absolutely nothing. And I don't want to hear that because Biden was in office, she was the VP, and he has the higher position and ultimate say so in regards to things. No, I'm not hearing it. So you're not gonna get me with that. But anyways, man, let me get out of here. It's your boy Zulu Gullah. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I'm gonna get my day started, and I will talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day, and we'll tune back in. Probably this evening. We'll tune back in. And I'm telling y'all, look, the reason why I keep postponing this stream because I don't see the subscriber count going up. And it's not gonna work until the subscriber count go up. Y'all go and y'all build these other channels up who give you nothing. I'm asking for y'all to build a subscriber count up so we can do a live and we can make each other rich. I'm going to participate with you. I'm not going to be donate to me, cash app to me, super chat to me. It's not going to be a place for that. This is a place for where you make a membership, become a member, um, and we go live and we donate to each other. You don't have to look at no clips, and you don't have to listen to no panels talking about why you should get married, why you shouldn't get married, why you should date, why you shouldn't date. Nobody wants to hear that no more. It's a lost cause. It's not helping anything. So I'm just telling y'all, like, and y'all see what's going on now. You know, unless you're a person who can stand to work 2 or 3 jobs, if you ain't built like that, uh, you see what's going on now. You know, and I'm telling you how to beat the system. I've studied the system. I know what it is. I've been in it. I've been on the underside of it. I've been on the other side of it. I've stayed away from it. I avoid it. But I've read continuous books, went through the history of it, read law books, state, federal. Look, not a lawyer, not an expert. I know enough. And I'm telling you the real. Like, to beat the system, you know, it takes people sticking together, coming up with a common goal and sticking together. Um, so it's up to y'all. Y'all can look at it and laugh and think it's a hoax, what I propose to y'all, or you can sit down and at least think about it, talk about it, and do the math, do the metrics, and then get back with me because you'll thank me later. This is your boy Zulu Gullah. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day.